Does your financial situation really give you a headache? I totally relate. And since June is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, I decided to talk with a friend of mine, Paul Kloster, who focuses on helping people with their finances, not only businesses, but the families. And we're going to be focusing on men since it's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Paul and I met at 1 Million Cups, which is a national collaboration group for entrepreneurs. What I did was ask him how he got started with accounting, and then you'll hear the rest of it. And then he's got a special tool for you. So drum roll, please, for Paul Kloster of PEK Accounting.
Well, going back to how I got interested in business and accounting is, did very well in math classes in high school, and I just naturally moved into my college preparation into University of Minnesota into the accounting area, and then the accounting area really opened up the doors to be involved job with Norwest Banks. I got involved with many small businesses and began to see how, an interpretation of the business numbers and the decisions that were being made and how certain things could turn out very positively with good interpretation. And so that's really got me has really been the driver of my enthusiasm for working with small businesses. And the 1 million cups, we're
Yeah.
right there. So that's what I really enjoy because of um the level of decision making that can be at in a small business. You can make decisions very quickly
Yeah.
and see the results very quickly. And that's what is exciting versus a large corporation that
Yeah.
decisions are made and you may not see the results for years or months
That's true.
or years.
Yeah, and I can see how much my husband works at keeping things straight for our electronics recycling business, and am glad one of us is better at it because I know roughly what we spend on different uh, aspects of the company, but to be involved in it on a daily basis, I look at it essentially weekly. But from a customer point of view, I mean, what kind of fears do you hear about from men?
Well, in most of the business owners that I've worked with have been men and developed some excellent relationships. There's been several women business owners as well, and have had excellent relationships with them. But the biggest thing is fear of the future
Mm,
and fear of am I or my business going to be able to generate consistent revenue so that that revenue pays the bills, and I have a sustainable business, a business that's growing. And it's that there's a fear there that is present because the speed at which products and services are being developed, competition.
yeah.
It's that is the driver that I've seen play out. And if we can bring that fear factor down with good solid number interpretations to turn
Yeah.
that fear into confidence in moving forward, that's what's very exciting to see. And so that's what we work to bring to our business clients. And this same thing translates to a personal situation, a family situation, that turning that fear into confidence as you manage your personal finances.
With the business one, so they're wondering how they can make it sustainable and keep going with it, not
Yes, yes,
necessarily increase it, but keep going for starters.
yes, yes.
And are there any tips on that to keep in mind? I mean, I know it could be the same for women. I'm just saying since June is about men, that's why we're focusing on men.
right? Well, the tips for for looking at that is to have a solid plan and a solid outlook to the next definitely 6 months or 12 months down the road as far as your cash position. And it's you've heard the term cash is king
Yeah.
in different situations. And as you really have confidence in your cash position, it it gives you confidence to make decisions on the options that you have available to you to grow that business. And so, many businesses are seasonal. And I have not met a business yet that every month revenue increases month after month after month after month. That's just not realistic. So
Even
many businesses are
hmm,
are you have cyclical revenue generation, and the revenue may go up, and that's what you'd like to see, but it's cyclical, meaning month to month you could have variances in your revenue generation. So if you can really pinpoint your seasonality and
uh,
manage that seasonality with your cash position, that's what gives you the confidence.
what do you mean by
And
cash position?
how much cash you have in the bank,
Okay.
how much cash you have available for your business operations, how much cash you have in reserves
Hmm.
if things really become difficult, and how long those reserves will last to pay your operating expenses. And
Sure.
so, uh, going back to one situation, one work situation, a
Yeah, tell
long
me a
time
story.
ago, but I still remember it. I came into a company and we had uh, three major clients that were responsible for our revenue generation.
Okay.
And I looked at it and I said, that's really tremendous. We got three solid clients, long-term clients, and we were very looking at the future very positively. The second week I was on the job, one of those three major clients terminated the contract
Ooh.
out of the blue.
Ugh.
So we were down to now two-thirds of revenue of what our expectations were on a monthly basis. So how much cash did we have to extend our position, and what we had to trim expenses down
Yeah.
to that two-thirds level. So we were able to, manage through that, but we had some reserves to help us
Okay.
make that transition smoothly as opposed to very abruptly, because we had staff that we had to inform on the changes, and that was the reality of that situation. So it's your cash reserves. As a business grows, you want to build your cash reserves so
Yeah.
that you can, to a point that you can sustain the unexpected. And the same type of principles apply in a personal situation, because you never know what's going to happen. And we all went through the COVID time period, and how did that affect? It
Yeah.
affected businesses greatly, affected personal finances greatly. So you always want to have an eye to the unexpected and have confidence that you will be able to move through that.
Do they are they surprised ever when they've come in contact with you about what their situation is, or is it more fear about what they've already noticed?
Well, I think that they businesses, they've got a certain level of confidence, but they don't have the tools to develop the outlook to
Okay.
extend that confidence. They have a good feeling that they're doing a lot of things right,
Okay.
but they just lack that confidence that's going to extend 6, 12, 18 months down the road. And so in my business practice, I bring some tools into place that give them that confidence. And then we just work alongside each other, continually executing using those tools. And this is what extends that confidence and reduces that, fear of the future factor that is, it can be inhibiting to decision making. And when you have got confidence, I believe that your decisions are going to be much improved. So this
Yeah.
is how we approach, a business situation. And again, the same type of principles apply to, personal finances and how, a man and spouse situation, partnership, how they manage the personal finances of their family.
Are there any tools you recommend? Anything online that they can either, I don't know if I'd say practice with, or uh, anything that you've seen that has helped you out, or have you created your own?
Well, I've created my own, which is a cash flow projecting worksheet. I'll call it worksheet experience. But then we
Oh,
begin to build projections going out into the future, and there was your ability to to use that tool and to look into the future and say, okay, this is what's happened the last few months. This is my expectations for the next few months, and we're going to continue to build on that. And as you build that financial outlook towards the future, it gives and this inner confidence, and again reduces the fear factor. Because if you're just looking at you pull up your banking online and see, oh yeah, I've got so much money in the bank today, I'll check it next week. That that is not a great confidence builder, in my opinion.
no,
It's
I
a
agree.
great tool to see where you're at that particular point in time, but
Yeah,
you want to be able to see where you are going and see that opportunity. And so this cash flow tool worksheet, I'll call it worksheet experience, that
yeah,
we set up and we work with our businesses, our business clients. The same type of approach works in a personal situation. I employ it personally. I've worked with individuals who've employed it, and I've got great visibility to it. I may not always like it, but I've got visibility to it, and I feel great about that.
it's really cool. They just go to pekaccounting.com to look at the tools, or
Yes, yes. There's a page on pekaccounting.com on cash flow,
okay,
and gives a one-page description there and a little chart that we develop for a business or an individual situation. And it's the same basic worksheet that we develop, but every situation is a little bit different,
yeah.
and we customize that worksheet.
What exactly would you consider cash flow? Where it's coming in from, or where it's going to, or both?
Both.
Really? Okay.
And the first thing you want to recognize, and just in a very simplistic thinking, but if you really think about it, there's only two things that happen to your bank account, and that's money comes in
Yeah.
and money goes out. That's the
Yeah.
only two things that happen. And cash flow is tracking that money coming in, that money going out, and then developing a model for the future and what that may look like. And so there's different sources of money that's coming in, and there's different sources of money going out, and you identify those sources, you project what those sources are going to be into the future, and it develops a very, very confidence building model for business management and personal financial management.
To your mental health as a result of it.
Yes, exactly right.
I can
Exactly
only
right.
say, I think so what we will close with is just that if you need to get a hold of Paul for a free consultation or to just figure out what the next step might be, go to pekaccounting.com. Even come to 1 Million Cups if you're in Minnesota and want to check out the group and meet with him, but just check with us earlier to make sure he's there because he does get filled up pretty fast. But yeah, and I don't know if I would say happy June Mental Health Awareness Month to the men or just a heads up that there are solutions. Seriously.
Well, if I can just mention on that, if they visit the website, there's a personal finance page, and you can download at no cost a personal finance workbook, which is about a 7-page workbook.
Mm,
It can come to you in a PDF. You can print that out and begin to utilize these tools that I'm talking about, that
that's
we've
very
talked about.
cool.
So free resource to
Yeah,
available online for you at the pekaccounting.com website. And so
that
we've
yeah,
had some great
wonderful.
times together, Lily, and I let's keep it rolling.
One last sneak question. Since people tend to bond with those who they know a little bit better, what's one thing you like to do in your free time?
Oh, I've got a tremendous family group here in the Twin Cities in the Minneapolis metro area, and we get together often and celebrate different occasions, birthdays, holidays.
Mm.
And just this last year, my nephew moved back from Albuquerque, Mexico, and so he's joined our family kind
Mm,
of gatherings. And so I really enjoy family gatherings on whatever occasion. And I work through the week, but we get together just about every weekend, and I really look forward to those get-togethers. So that's a
that's
really
really cool.
prime area of my life.
I like
So
it.
thank you for asking.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate your time and making it easier to help the guys I encounter with our connecting events and have a fabulous long weekend.
Well, thank you so much, Lily, and I hope you and Norm have a chance to have some good time and rest up for next week.
It's gonna be awesome. Thank you, Paul. See you all soon, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks. Bye-bye.
All right. Thank you so much. Be
You're
in
welcome.
touch.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.